Hello everyone, my name is Kurazarrh, and welcome back to Sunless Sea, where we are here at the Mangrove College in search of the Isle of Cats because of a bit of a series of blunders made last episode where I lost all of my mirror catch boxes, the empty ones. Even though they didn't have sunlight, they were like, but you can use that to get sunlight, so give this over here. So they took all of our paraphernalia, I guess. And then I proceeded to, well, in that same fell swoop, since I had docked back at London before I had done the Blind Bruiser's quest, Blind Bruisers had given money back, and we're done here. So we are now looking for someone who will buy our sunlight-filled mirror catch boxes. And I think I know where to find that place now. I was doing some thinking, and I do know that Visage and the Isle of Cats are close together, and I'm pretty sure that we found Visage like over here, but one of these places, I think. I'm not sure why we don't see it on the map, because we've been there, so it's kind of weird that it doesn't just, show up. So we're going to go over here and up to this area here, and I'll probably do like a taxi cab kind of route going across and then up, because the game's map is set up in a bit of a grid. So we'll uncover, hopefully, some more interesting places along the way. So, with that being said, we have 11 fuel left. I think we're okay. Let's launch, kill our lights, run at full speed, and let's see what we can find here. I think we're going to be out on the sea for a little while. Is that a bunch of bats or just some bats? We might be on the sea for a little bit of a while. Get any fragments from that? No, we did not. Okay. That's fine. That's fine, he said with tears in his eyes. But, yeah, I wonder if any of these lead to anything interesting. We're not getting any fragments, so here we go. The Autumn Islands. Anything worthwhile there? Z-Bat. Melting Isles is to the northwest. I'm good. I would very much prefer... Ooh, what is that? Some kind of land, looks like. Something awaits us. You know, guys, it has been about a week since I last recorded, and I am still kicking myself about that ultra blunder. Hey, Isle of Cats. Oh, this is great. Okay. This is awesome. We have found it. Because I've actually been thinking on and off, like, man, I just blundered so bad. And granted, it's not going to be the last blunder we make. We're going to make mistakes because there are so many little things to remember about this game and keep in mind and the quests you're on and so on. It can be really easy to forget. We have some pricey fuel. That's fine. So, Port Cavendish, where there are roses on the Isle of Cats. A scatter of yellow-lit honey dens and brightly painted alehouses. To the southeast rises the stone tower of Cavendish Abbey, its ramparts hung with crimson and gold banners. There are sailors from all across the Neath hauling cargo, dicing and brawling good-naturedly on the docks. The air carries the sound of sea shanties sung with more enthusiasm than skill, and the smell of roses, edged with brimstone. It's an interesting scent, I suppose. So we can sell sunlight. Okay. So I don't know what the risk is. I'm assuming this is how we keep our boxes. So if we pump our veils up first, we might be able to keep our boxes a bit better. Let's see, let's get a port report before we do anything else. Oh my. Though the Isle seems at present beyond the reach of the Admiralty's laws, that does not mean that the Admiralty lacks interest in their activities. You spend half a day observing the docks and note an astonishing number and a variety of ships. Was that a connate trimaran nestled beside a vessel from the Iron Republic? The dockhands complain loudly that they have never been busier. The caddies talk ceaselessly and carelessly about smuggling and piracy, but even the most hardened sailors lower their voices when they mention the king. They go even quieter when they talk about the rose garden. You make careful notes. Perhaps the Admiralty will understand what they mean, even if you don't. So, let's see here. A bit of echo and Pirate King's notice. A piratical welcome. Excuse me. A piratical welcome. Welcome to the Isle of Cats, the wide-eyed dockmaster says brightly. Would you like to bribe me not to write down your details in this nice official ledger? Sure. Why not? Ah, we have suspicion. Uh-oh. You hand over the coins, and she tips you a sharp smile before waving you to the nearest alehouse. The entire process is straightforwardly corrupt and pleasingly efficient. The alehouse's sign is a tiger painted the color of rose petals, the rose and the tiger. Someone has gone to great trouble and expense to gild the creature's eyes. They look out over the port, feral and unseeing. A caged hive of lamplighter bees hangs from the ceiling like a chandelier. A few zailers give you hard-mouthed, assessing looks, but most ignore your presence entirely. Let's see, so there are significant tokens. All the caddies all wear a pair of amber stones, threaded around their necks or pinned to their collars. Clandestine doings, a whispered conversation, the clink of coins in exchange of goods, or religious observances. Is that a crimson-veiled nun? But what sort of nun would be in a place like this? Let's do... Sure, why not? Cat Eyes, one of them says, for the Pirate King. As far as you can gather, the Pirate King's name is Leopold, and he controls all the trade on the island. Half of the caddies believe that he can take the form of a crimson tiger and creep into their dreams. The other half suspect, more prosaically, that he simply eats those who displease him. Okay. The merest taste. You turn your head as though you are admiring one of the moldering draperies hung from the wall. A vial flashes in the buyer's trembling hands. He uncorks it, pours a few drops of thick red liquid down his throat. The vial drops to the floor. When you look back up, he is gone. You blink and turn around, or look around. Nobody else seems in the least perturbed that a man disappeared from their midst. You pick up the fallen vial and examine the traces left inside. Sticky honey gleaming with redness, entirely unlike blood. Let's go for this one. A mellifluous sister, of course, she responds, performing a complicated negotiation between veil, thick glove, and a glass of mushroom wine. You ask what one of those is, and she snorts. I'm glaring at you underneath this bloomin' veil. You act appropriately cowed, and the mellifluous sister thaws a little. We are beekeepers and honey harvesters. The caddies owe their prosperity to us, and the Pirate King, too. She slurps the last of the mushroom wine behind her veil, and the barkeep glides over to refill her glass, eyes respectfully downcast. Okay. Let's go ahead and leave the alehouse. The barkeep stops you before you reach the door and hands you a brooch set with 2 amber stones. He waits impassively until you pin it to your clothes. Everybody wears the cat's eyes here, he tells you, moving aside to let you pass. Just a friendly reminder that the Pirate King is watching. It seems that no place, then, is truly lawless. Looks like we have the Pirate King's notice of 1. We are almost entirely beneath his notice. Okay. So we can go to the Abbey. We can sell sunlight. Let's try this. Go. Okay, so we succeeded the Veils challenge. Okay. So it looks like we do need high veils to get the box back, I'm guessing. Yes, I'll pay. Where is it? Quickly. You wait outside while your customer basks in the sunlight. Once it starts to fade, you re-enter the room and retrieve your box. Okay. So, if we fail, we failed, got the money. I got an extra bit of money to cover our box itself. Okay. Interesting. In the back rooms and cellars and tangles behind warehouses, you make careful arrangements. The deal is only to take place at second hand. Your intermediary will meet theirs. Unfortunately, their intermediary palms off yours with an empty crate, not the original mirror catch box. You're 500 echoes richer, but you'll need another box if you do this run again. Okay. That's not too bad. It's still not the best, but we could talk to, I believe it was you. So we can improve our veils. We have 15 secrets. So we have 27% chance of success here. If we increase by 1, what do we have now? 27. Oh. Great. So increasing veils doesn't do a whole lot. Let's keep going. Do 9, so we should have 5 secrets left. Good. What does that do? Okay, so it's about a 0.5% per veils. That's not too bad, but we're not going to dump all of our secrets into veils now. Not, we already did. All right, well, let's see. 500 echo, lost a box. Lost a box. Oh boy. Lost a box, and lost a box. We have 1 box left. Okay. But we're now at least back in the black. We've got some money. If we need to buy fuel, we can. But while we're here, let's go ahead and see. Let's see, the Honeyed Tongue. It is both brothel and honey den, run by someone the caddies refer to as the King's Claw. Sure. Let's go there. Continue. Interesting, okay. 60 fragment. Okay. Entering the brothel is like sliding into the dream of a surface orientalist. Jewel-embroidered cushions, bright silk drapes, gilded statues of elephants, sun bears, and clouded leopards. Silver censers release curling plumes of rose-scented smoke into the air. The courtesans are red-lipped and coal-smudged. When you catch their eyes, they smile back at you with professional interest. You will need to attract the Pirate King's notice. We need 5 of their notice to gain an offer from a patron. Okay. So we can meet with the King's Claw then, I guess. Yeah, looks like that. Okay. Ask what red honey is. You know, of course. Only the particulars may have slipped your mind. Why not? One of the nearby courtesans' eyebrows lifts infinitesimally, but his reply is practiced. When lamplighter bees suck the nectar of the crimson strain of exile's rose, they are driven to madness. They enter the brains of humans and harvest their memories. He shudders, as though imagining the process himself. Those memories are instilled in red honey. Each sip is a burst of memory on the tongue. Deliciously awful, isn't it? He flutters his dyed feather fan. Yum. Okay, let's go comfort a Z captain. Why not? We got some fragments to spend. A Z captain is weeping gently into a courtesan's bosom, muttering of her lost crew and rose gardens. They're all tending the gardens now, she wails and begins to weep again. My poor crew. You wait for a hitch in the sobs and inquire further. It is a slow, delicate business, drawing answers out of her, but you are nothing if not perseverant. It seems her crew was conscripted by the Lady of the Gardens, and that their duties are something far worse than horticulture. You leave her reciting the names of her lost sailors and commending them to Salt's mercy. I wonder if they're being, harvested by bees, or with bees. Let's back out of there for now and check out the Abbey. The mellifluous sisters make their home in the richly appointed stone tower of Cavendish Abbey. Their thick gloves and crimson mesh helmets are worn, less for modesty and more for practicality. They tend the hives of the lamplighter bees all across the isle, and make a religious observance of harvesting red honey for the Pirate King. So we can provide fuel. With 5 fuel, no thank you. We do have recent news. Sure. A meeting with the Abbess. You recite your news to the Abbess, your voice stuttering every now and then in the cool silence of her office. Her face is entirely obscured by her thick veil, and it is impossible to read her reactions. Nevertheless, you must have pleased her. She orders one of her novices to load your ship with casks of mushroom wine. The Abbey overlooks the rose garden, and so you make a point to linger at the windows. The roses bloom lush and wanton, each petal the color of sunset. A tall woman in a golden veil picks her way between the thorned bushes. So we gained notice. We have 5 casks of mushroom wine in return. That's not a bad payment for recent news, honestly. And let's see. We have a lamentable relic. Sure, why not? Gossip with a novice. She could, she tells you earnestly, really use a lamentable relic. Best not to ask her what for. Why not? She is only recently a novice and barely even inducted into the lower epistic mysteries. It's a made-up word, I think. Still, she has some useful information to impart. The recent destabilization of the red honey trade elsewhere has been fortuitous for the Isle of Cats. Honey production can barely meet demand. The abbess and the lady of the gardens are having some kind of dispute over staffing, of all things. So we have one more to go before we can actually get their notice enough. So let's go and comfort another Z captain. It's the same story as before, so I won't bother reading that one. But now we have the Pirate King's notice, which is great. So we can either talk to them or talk to the Lady of the Garden's offer. Sure. Her name, she says, is Zyra. You should use it. We have not met, have we? No. This is definitely the first time, but, The Lady of the Cages shakes her head sharply. Best to proceed if this is the first, don't you think? A veil of gold mesh obscures only her eyes, leaving her glistening bitten lips bare. Perhaps 100 small silver keys jangle in a bunch at her left hip. I think we should be friends. I'm very important to know, or I was. No, still am. She pauses. Yes, I am quite sure I still am. So, we can either, interesting, accept her offer, be friends, or refuse. Sure, why not? What could it possibly hurt, right? You should come back last Tuesday for another little chat, she pauses and huffs. No, that's not quite it. Ahem, come back. Soon? Another time. Pick a good one. There aren't enough of those. That was, probably, a dismissal. We have a request from Zyra. Okay. When you enter, the Lady of the Cages is sitting on the windowsill, staring out at her gardens. On the desk is an open casket. Within are 10 gleaming vials of red honey, carefully packed. Freshly harvested by the mellifluous sisters. Touch them. Go on. They're still warm from the honey spinner. Zyra turns toward you. They are for the merchant venture over in London. You'll take them for me, won't you? Unless you already have. No, clearly not. No. Yeah, let's go for it. We are hardly squeamish about our smuggling red honey. If you change your mind, you could always return the shipment over to the Admiralty instead. Sure. We are smuggling a prescribed cargo of red honey. Yikes. Do say hello to the merchant venturer for me, won't you? He was such an awful child. Zyra's lips curve into something like a smile. I drink the memories of someone that went to school with him. You must make some sort of sound, because she gives you a little shrug. I like to know my business partners. It was Leopold Adia, of course. He's very thorough. Okay. Not much else to do here at the moment. We could buy some red honey if we wanted to. But I don't think we need to. Ooh, 600 echo. Wow. And what does our hold look like? Okay. So we have plenty of room. I'm going to go buy us some more boxes. I wish I knew where to get rid of these, actually. I think we can get more than 20 per pop from somewhere else. I'm not quite sure. So here's something I wanted to try. We can go to Khan's Shadow here. It's an easy trip. And pick up more mirror catch boxes. And we could then go all the way back to London and do that thing with the red honey, and or just go over to the Command Canal and go get more sunlight. Or I'm pretty sure we can get sunlight in Estival, because that's where there's like sun on the beach. But I think it's more dangerous. So let's try it. I'm curious. It's a friendly ship. Good. So yeah, let's go to Khan's Shadow. I'm probably only going to buy... You know, I'm going to see if I can buy 5 boxes. I think we have enough money. Once again. And then we'll take it from there. Hello, you. I want to get you in my sights, if I can. That's right. Meow. Oh, you're 180? Oh, you're the Corvette. Okay, sure. So this, I'm pretty sure, is... We can get more money because of the pirate poet that is in this ship. I'll take it. Ow. That stung. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if we take the ship out, we should be able to get about 400 more echoes, which is not a bad thing indeed. And yeah, it might cost us a little bit of money to repair our hull, but I think it's worth it. Also, I feel like... Oh, we're doing more damage because of our iron score, which isn't super high. And you are toast, my friend. You are the toastiest toast, if I can get you back in my sights. And... what have we got? Haha. Crippled broken, already feeding the Z's endless hunger. Little remains of the ship, but scraps of sinking cargo and a few buoyant parts of its splintered carcass. Let's investigate. You steer close, shining the lamp on the debris. Captain, quick! Over there, port side! So let's go ahead and rescue. That is 400 echo. Every time you find the Alceus-class corvette, you can get 400 echo by rescuing them. So, there we go. Very nice. That was worth it. So here's Visage. How were we not... Here, I could have sworn that we had been here before. I could have absolutely sworn, because I'm pretty sure I spent a while reading all the things we can do in Visage. Any shops here? No. Hello, Barnett. Go ashore. Once you set foot, you may be here for a little while. I'm going to skip that for now. Just take a port report. Let's go ahead and launch, and we're going to head to Khan's Shadow for real this time. Yeah, I don't know, that's just very strange. I have vague recollections of reading a whole bunch about wearing those masks and things, and... maybe someone can chime in. Am I going crazy? I might be. I mean, we are in the Neath, on the Unterzee, of course. Alright, here we are, approaching Khan's Shadow. We probably want to buy some fuel here, which is fine. It's a little bit pricey, but we'll make do. Let's go ahead and dock. Let's get a port report. And... let's see, I don't think we need anything else here, aside from shops. We can buy fuel, perfect. And... mirror catch box. Yep, so let's buy 5. Let's buy a few fuel. We don't need supplies. If we wanted to, we could buy this, honestly. Hearts minus 10, though, that kind of hurts. We could buy these if we didn't have an heir already, or a scion. We could buy these and turn them into 800 echo sellable items for our future captains. But since we have basically the ability to hand down all of our money, not a big deal. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Mushroom wine. Get rid of that stuff. And we can sell these for 0. Nope, I'm good. I'm good, buddy. So I think... yeah, let's go and see about filling our boxes in Estival, or at Estival. And I think it's a bit dicier because you can get wounds there, so we'll only go till we get 2 wounds, because if you get 3 wounds, you're, ooh, dead. Bye. Bye-bye. See you, my dude. I'm out. I'm good. I'm good. No thanks. Just gonna, you know, scoot my way on around here. Got a little skull there on that boat. And we'll see what's between here and there as well. What is this? Lovecraftian's Reef. Looks like not a whole lot to do here. Just the reef. Fathomking's Hold. Have we been there yet? Don't think we have. Let's go. Discovered Lorcan's Port. Ah, here we go. Ooh, terror going up like crazy. Let's go ahead and dock. Oh my. Okay. Lorcan's Port, named for that most enterprising of drownies. Phosphor cells burn green. Somewhere below, the king waits. Like an iceberg, like a bizarre master's scheme, like the Neath itself, most of the hold is invisible. You see only a tiny portion of sculpted coral. The rest waits below the surface. The Fathom King's bone rooms and aquaria, his pearl snares and his dining chambers. So we can do shore leave. Let's get a port report while we're here. Those granted audience return dazed, awestruck. The king is not generous, but occasionally he is fair. Let's see, trade for drowning pearls. I think we have or had a couple of those, didn't we? Oh, they're not cargo. Nice, okay. So already have those. And no scintillac, so not a big deal. Trade for a white molly flower. Interesting. Let's descend to an audience with the Fathom King. The Fathom King is Lord of the Drownies, those dead who won't stop swimming. By some accounts, he's the Lord of all who die at sea. Bring him a story to tickle his curiosity. Sure. The porter has the skin of a shark. She has a drowned woman's eyes. It is not permitted to look at her hands. Yes, she rasps. That story is sufficient. She opens the valves of pearl and permits you to pass into the conduit. Oh my. You need some skin work, dude. The throne cyst. Oh boy. This is the salt-blown heart of the hold. The Fathom King floats in his throne, a gem-starred bowl of sea stone, the size of a banqueting table. He's wearing a dressing gown of purple brocade, soaked dark with salt water. He leans his chin calmly on his hand. Beneath the surface of the water in his throne, his hidden regions pulse constantly, insistently. Ah, so we can talk about our father's bones. Let's see. Sure. We're not really going for this right now, but let's go ahead and do it. Your complexity. I have a more personal petition. You know something of my father, or what remains of him. His complexity is watching you. His eyes are cold as polished stones, but a smile lurks at the corner of his mouth, like an eel in ambush. Let's see. Father's bones, past his poet. We'll say, who was Mr. Voluminous? Why was the Fathom King sending parcels to him? Come now. I will give you the address you need, for the small consideration we discussed. But I won't share personal information so easily. I have my business with the masters of the bazaar. It's not always a pleasant business. He shrugs. There are ripples. One has one's duties. So we can now review his requests in the curiosity section of our gazetteer. Okay. Let's ask for assistance. Why not? Your complexity, there is a question only you can answer. To open the final gate of my journey to my father's bones, I ask this boon of you. Little favors. You are fortunate, the Fathom King announces. I have only a few small requests. Fulfill them, and I shall tell you what you need to know. Bring me the heart of a legend. Bring me a light from the sky. Bring me a willing guest to stay with me forever. Witness the end of the eldest among its kind. Bring me word. Bring me fruit from an eternal tree. And bring me something scientific, modern. Cutting edge, I believe, is the term. My bride enjoys that sort of thing. He sits back, under regions pulsing with expectation. You seem quite capable, he adds carelessly. I am sure it is not too much trouble. So he wants a skylight, looks like vision of the sky, or whatever they're called. Miracle of Science, Legend's Heart, Willing Guest, Eldest End, and Fruit of the Eternal Tree. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Speak of other matters, we can either witness execution, or we can ask a boon of the king. Sure, let's watch the execution, because we're morbid, I guess. I have a feeling this is like the one you don't want to do. Two silent guards in thorned exoskeletons drag a babbling drowny forwards. No, she shrieks. I am no friend of spiders. I have never purchased silk. It was a gift, your complexity. I have always been loyal. Blum blum. There we go. The guard flings the drowning into the pool. The splash soaks the king, but his dignity is unmarred. The pulsing in the pool intensifies into threshing. The drowning sinks from view, and the waters grow thick and dark. Next, the king says peaceably. So, let's see. Blue lightnings crawl leisurely up the funnel. St. Erasmus dancing, the cry goes up. We gain a tale of terror, we gain 2 terror. Interesting. Oh, so we still have something awaits you. Sure. Let's ask a boon. We got 5 fuel for nothing? Sure. Black fire, the king intoned. Risen from the sea. Remember me with its vapors. He smiles directly into your eyes. The audience is over. You return to the surface, hunched. Plated, scuttling slaves haul baskets of wet coal behind you. All right. Shore leave? Oh, neat. An amethyst dream. Captain, I think I might have slept. I know it was foolish, but my soul is soothed. I dreamt of another place beneath a sky of amethyst. My skin was crusted with jewels, my claws were strong. Captain, if we pass this way again, I would ask leave to visit the hold again. Lost 5 terror and gained a memory of distant shores. Not too bad. That was kind of worth it. I suspect we'll lose crew members if we do this. Uh-oh. Captain, I walked the shore at the edge of the coral caps. The drownies sported there. They called my name. They said I could join them if I partook of the feast. Their eyes were red pearls. Captain, I dare not sleep. There is such a hunger on me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happens next? Okay. So it's sort of a back and forth, I guess? I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and let's get to Estival. Yep, it's pretty much a straight shot from here. And with our free 5 fuel, should be a breeze. And here we are, pulling into Estival. Let's see if we can do our boxes here. No shops, because there's nothing here. Ah, we can. Interesting, okay. So let's see. Porch report? Sure. Port report. There we go. We can gather supplies or treasure. Let's do treasure. Beach coming. The remnants of a shipwreck. Sure, let's see what's here. Getting 3 supplies, okay. That's fine. Murgatroyd's fungal crackers. I love that. An awful lot of them. One must hope that you enjoy fungal crackers or have an extremely hungry parrot. Of course. Alright, so let's see if we can, fill our boxes without increasing our runes. We have 6 boxes. Oh, nice, okay. We have 1 sunlight-filled mirror catch box. 2 boxes. 3 boxes. 4 boxes. We got a wound. Okay, so 5 boxes and 1 wound. Let's do 1 more box. And we're good. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. I think we're probably going to about call the episode there. I think... Tell you what, let's do one more thing. Let's go and see if we can drop off this lady in our hold at the Empire of Hands, because she's been taking up a precious cargo slot for a while. And I think we can drop her off and then leave her there and come back later. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive, but pretty sure it's good enough, right? So let's go and see if we can drop her off and just sort of get rid of this extra cargo we don't need. As I recall, there was something spooky in here, wasn't there? Yes? No? Maybe? I don't know. Could you repeat the question? Okay, I'll stop. Now that right there, I think is a Lorn fluke, and we don't want to mess with it if it is. They're like 500 health, and they'll just ram you to death. So let's get scooting out of the way here. And where is the ports? Over this way. Oh my. Don't want their attention either. Whew, boy. Someone asked how you can tell what things you can sail under. Usually you can tell, like it's a bridge or some clear overhang, but man, sometimes you just gotta guess and go for it. If you look closely, you can see that there's like a white outline around islands, so given there's no white outline here, it means there's no shore, so you can actually safely sail there, usually. Alright. Ah, my goodness, thank you. A delightful welcome. The delightful adventuress leans over the rail of the ship, sniffing the humid air with evident distaste. What a filthy, damp little place. Oh well, we shall endure. At the sight of the mare hobbling up, she straightens. A thin, insincere smile spreads across her face. Ah, you there, my good primitive, she calls, striding down the ramp and clasping his arm tight. Now then, I come in search of your first emperor's vault, and for that I shall be needing a few things. Some of your finest workers and tools, and some food. Do you understand me? She shakes her head, barely waiting for a response. Food, she repeats. Comprenas? Oh dear. I see we shall be here for a while. Listen, I hear you fellows rather like souls. Shall we discuss that like higher primates? Payment for the journey. Barnabas stays to settle up while his mistress negotiates the value of her soul with the mayor. We got 200 echo, okay. A man with no face. Barnabas removes his mask with what looks to be a silent moment of great relief. Underneath is nothing. Just a flat surface where his face should have been. Ah, an unfinished clayman. One of those flawed products of polythreme that follow their own rules. If only you'd known that before he boarded. Of course, that's why the adventuress never mentioned it. He silently presents you with your agreed fee, dips his head in a polite bow, and lumbers back to his mistress. It appears she has struck a deal with the mayor. The delightful adventuress will establish a base camp on Fountainhead Island. She welcomes your assistance as one who has proven to be not entirely useless. Well, thank you, lady. So we can go through a long quest in here, and it can be pretty cool, but I think we kind of have a bit of a schedule, or a bit of a syllabus here. So I think I'm going to skip that for now. And we've done most of this. Let's get a port report. Sure, why not? Audience with the mayor, the Zeppelin. Okay. Can zail to the Sovereign Island. So if we go to Fountainhead, we'll be able to start that quest line. So the Lost Treasure Hunter is much to trade. Let's see. So we can join the Lost Treasure Hunter. You know what? Ooh. No more than 2, we have 1. Interesting. So no matter what we do, we are going to get wounded, most likely. Okay. Let's go back to the boat. I think. Or can we just close this? We cannot. Okay. Whew. Okay. Made it back. No wounds. Alright, folks. Well, we're going to wrap it up there. And next time we are going to go and we're going to sell these mirror catch boxes at the Isle of Cats. I think we're going to go down here. We're going to go back up to London, drop off this red honey. And then I think we'll probably need to... Well, we'll go here to Con Shadow, then to London, drop off that red honey, and then we'll go and do something here, and just do a couple rounds of that. We're getting probably kind of close to the end of that already, because, let's see, we should have a list of our menaces somewhere here. Here we go. Yearning Burning 93, so we can do 1 or 2 more. I think 100 doesn't sound like the right level where we need to really worry. I think it's like more like 150 or so. So let's try 1, and then we'll try a second Yearning Burning and see what happens there. But yeah, we have a lot of things to do, and we're about halfway to all the things that we need to pass on to our next Z Captain. So we will continue building up our riches and repertoire and everything for our children, our dynasty. Well, everyone, hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, my name has been Kurazarrh. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.